Nadimah, I decided to, instead of writing you a message, send you a video message. So, I don't know. Not much going on lately. The usual of doing nothing and painting in my spare time and running kids around and going to the park and the springs and karate and all the other stuff. And I don't know, being bored most of the time and missing you so that we could play with paints together and make stupid stuff and whatever. Oh, and Chris, I went to the pet store the other day. They have a new pet store over in Maldora. The Petland and Leesburg people are actually from Holland, so they speak all sorts of languages, and since Chris speaks German, he thinks they're so cool. They decided to lose the Petland name and open up a real pet store. So I was getting my hair cut next door to them, and I sent Chris over to get mice for the snakes, because we have 2 snakes, and they were both very hungry. So I'm thinking, you know, 2 snakes, very hungry, 4 mice. So he comes back with 1 mouse, and we were at the restaurant next to it. He was sitting and having something to eat while I was getting my hair cut. So I went to see him, and he had the mouse on the seat in the box, and so I said, well, how many mice did you get? And he was like, mice? I got a mouse. I got you a mouse, you know. And I said, honey, we have 2 snakes. I don't, 1 mouse. I don't know what. So anyway, we went back to the pet store, and of course they remembered us because he was speaking German to them and everything. And I was like, I'm not really. They're like, it's okay. Is there something wrong with the mouse? And I was like, yeah, it's just that we have 2 snakes, and 1 mouse isn't really going to cut it at all. Plus, they're both very hungry, so I need 3 more mice. So they gave us those ones in a separate container, and we fed the first 2 mice that night. And then when I put the other 2 mice in there to hang out for a couple of days until they needed to be fed, I found out that this one is very nice, the one that he personally handpicked, and so I'm keeping it. And since it's a girl and the other little blonde one's a boy, so we're going to keep those extra 2 mice that we didn't feed the snakes, because he's just so cute. Or she. I think it's a she. And she's got a little white patch on her head here, and on her sides, right there and right there. Anyway, when you go to pick her up, she just kind of is like, hey, what's going on? She doesn't bite or anything, she just hangs out. That's about it. She's very small. I thought that was cute. So anyway, I was gonna name him when I thought it was a boy. I was gonna name him Dorian because Spanish for gold is dorado, and I thought Dorian would be cool, and since he's like really like a gold color. So anyway, so now we're gonna name it Dora because of Nana's sister, my great aunt Dora, who died while we were on vacation in Fontana one year, and we couldn't get back to see her funeral. Anyway, so this is Dora, great aunt Dora, and the other one, the boy, is not as friendly, but very, very gold. I don't know what we're gonna do with that one, if we're gonna name it or not. Anyway, so the rest of the things that are going on are just pretty blah. I don't know. I took the boys to the springs yesterday because it was Wednesdays is our day to have them, and so since they go to the Boys and Girls Club anyway, they don't like going there because it's boring. So I take them all day on Wednesdays since we don't have school, and so we went over to the springs and we played. And then I got bored and I started painting, and then I painted my face that silvery white mask that you'll see on my Facebook for the 4th of July thing, contest, 4th of July contest. So anyway, so I was pretty weird walking around the springs with like a big masquerade mask on. I thought that was funny. And I don't know. I found Brandon found me on Facebook, and one of his first posts, of course, were like, I don't know, horrible grammar, punctuation and spelling and capitalization was all sorts of off. So of course I said, Brandon, for the sake of everyone, please, punctuation, capitalization, and grammar. And then I put, but I love you. And so then of course his real mom, right after that, was like, well, I understand, and everything's okay, and hopefully you'll, because he was talking about a job and the CNA or whatever. Well, hopefully you'll go on and you'll take your test for your RN, and and then you can come back to live with Texas, and I love you here, and everything's okay. And it was just like a bunch of, oh crap, like, I forgot that there's other weird people that might be looking at Brandon's thing. So, anyway. See? She's so cute, she just hangs out. She doesn't want to do, she doesn't do anything. Most mice are like, in your hair. See, and then she matches. Oh, yes. Is it blonde? So anyway, you also have to go on YouTube and look up this comedian called Danny Boy, but it's B-H-O-Y, and he's got some specials on there where you can watch the piece by piece of the specials, and you should especially see the one with the bagpipe joke, because he's a Scottish comedian, and he talks about the bagpipes and Irish people and everything, and he's freaking hilarious. Like, I was laughing out loud, dying laughing. Look, he pooped on me again. Yay. Anyway. It's a great video. So, I don't know. I still can't find my microphone for the computer. I did find the video, the other video, the little one. But I don't know if I can use this during web chat. I'm not sure if I'm allowed. So anyway. But that's about all that's going on right now. I'm just doing a lot of gigs at the libraries and stuff, or face painting, and then on the weekends and stuff, and I don't know. It keeps me a little bit busy, but Chris wants to move so bad once he gets picked up by the company. He wants to move to like Kissimmee or something closer to Melbourne, and I don't want to go, and I don't know. Like, I want to go because I want his ride to be easier, and I want him to be able to, you know, not have to drive for 4 hours every single day. But that means that I'll completely lose my business, because there's no point of driving an hour up here to a face painting party and then being at the party for an hour and then driving back. Like, there's no point of doing that over here. So anyway, I don't know. So I'll lose my business, but then again, it's not like I have that much anyway, so I'm not sure. Come here. So, I don't know. We'll see. And I don't know. Not much else. Little booger is active today. Alright, well, I will talk to you later.